Welcome to the Journey of the Rhino. I'm Greg Zander, CEO and Cultural Architect of Epic Journey Incorporated. I created this blog to be a journal of my experience as I create a professional speaking business from scratch on a shoestring budget, which means I really have no money, to make it become a multi-million-dollar business. I hope that you'll see my successes, you'll see my failures, my ups and downs, the things that I've had to work through, the trials, every bit of forming a multi-million-dollar company, in hopes that as you journey with me, you may learn something about starting your own business. You may find tips that will help you in starting your successful company. I want to share three components of creating a successful business. The first one being, you have to know what your love and passion is. For me, I found it at age 16. I was in the little town of Granville Center, Pennsylvania, and I was speaking before 120 people at the little church that I was a part of there in that town. And I found a love for wanting to help people to speak that just continued to flow into my life as I continued on in my journey through life. I went to college where I was studying to become a youth minister. I ended up actually knowing more about public speaking than I did youth ministry in my degree because I had a passion for that. And in my 12 years as working as a youth minister, I've done everything from keynote speeches to officiating ceremonies, small group facilitating, coaching, training of volunteers, emceeing events. You name it, I've done it. And I loved it. I loved being that part of the speaking, being on stage with a microphone in hand. And there was just something about that I found I loved. And I think that's so critical when you're wanting to start a business or a company, that you have to have that passion, that love for what you do and what you want to create. The second thing you need to do is you need to have an answer to the why. Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to create this service, this business, this company? Why do you want to make this product? For me, the why in creating a speaking business is this. I want to make a difference in the world. I always have, and everything I've done in my life has been structured in such a way as to make an impact on people's lives. Just this last year, I sat down with some of my goals and the things I want to accomplish in life, and I wrote out a goal of saying, I want to help 1 million people, not to just dream big, but to live their dreams. And in talking with my coach, a few of my mentors, it came to the realization to achieve such a monumental goal, I would have to reach as many people as possible, and speaking was an avenue that can be done. And with my passion for speaking and love for it, that found an easy transition to creating a business for speaking professionally. If you're going to create a business, you need to know your why. Why are you doing it? And it is very vital for you to understand that question, the answer to that question. The third key is there money to be made in doing that business, making that product, rendering that service? When it comes to the speaking market, there are corporations who are hiring speakers for training events, for corporate events. Associations will have their conferences. Local chapters will have their events. Colleges, universities, fraternities, sororities, high schools, schools, organizations in your community. People are hiring speakers to bring quality content that will help them in some fashion in their goals. So there is a market for speaking services, and I think any business that you intend to start, any product you tend to offer, you need to make sure there's a market for it and that there is money to be made in that market. The bonuses that come along with me starting a business and the why and the money is more so the freedom that I gain. The decisions to be able to have control of my time, my life, of who I get to work with. That speaks far more volume to me personally, to my heart and soul, than the money. But there is good money to be made. So the goal of this blog is, and the purpose is, share my journey in hopes that you'll be one of the million. who will not just dream big, but live your dream. Live your life so that you have an epic journey through life, one that is for the storybooks. I invite you to also check out www.gregzander.com, where you'll be linked right to my blogs that I write on topics of leadership, motivation, inspiration. And you can also click on the link above to subscribe to this channel to receive updates on when we post new videos each week and new postings to our blog. Thank you for joining us in this journey, and we look forward to your comments, your questions, as we journey through life together. Thanks.